In the depths of the endless sprawl, where metal veins crisscross the earth, a different kind of life thrives. People exist here who have never known the warmth of a sunlit sky. Instead, they dwell beneath an endless ceiling of steel and smog. Life on a hive world is like an ocean of humanity, each individual a singular drop in a tide of trillions. Layer upon layer of city, each one denser than the last, as the hive rises from ore-filled depths, stretching up into the clouds. The air glimmers with the hues of flickering neon, each level casting its own dull pallor on the next. People here move with steady ripples, barely having room to turn. Still, they are accustomed to this closeness, taking strange comfort in the familiar dance of lives pressed so near. The underhive is alive. Down below, past rusted girders and urban catacombs, those who exist without sight of stars make their way through streets clothed in perpetual twilight. They walk paths far away from the opulence of the spires above, away from the clockwork society of those who have risen high on the weighty foundation of those below. Above them, the noble few inhabit palatial residences that glisten in low blue light. These are the spires, elegant and frivolous, where wealth resides like an opiate. Here the air is rarefied and fingers grasp power gently, as though holding delicate porcelain. This endless hive breathes with the ceaseless turning of industry and the eternally rolling tide of work shifts, never truly ending, only reshaping into another day. A cycle that binds all who live here. Rhythm like a pulse echoing through countless corridors. The symphony of machinery and flesh resonates every hour of every cycle. Down in the depths, pieces of this grand living machine toil tirelessly. A cosmic clock, ticking in metal tones throughout waking dreams and sleeping vigils. It is an unending dreamscape and a waking life where dreams are as vivid as waking. Here in the hive, voices rise and fall in a symphony as numerous as stars. Yet these are voices of longing, bound to dreams as fragile as morning mist. A vision of worlds beyond sight where grass grows bright beneath cerulean skies. Through their dreams and toil, they find unity. The knowledge that countless others walk the same endless path brings comfort. And so, the hive slumbers on, enveloping all within its mighty embrace. While above, the spires rise ever higher, reaching like fingers towards the heavens. Consider how this life, this existence, touches those who dwell here. Each soul, a spark in the night, uniting from underhive to spire. Together, forming the vibrant tapestry of life on a hive world. In the shadowy depths below, there is a simplicity to be found amid the chaos. Chaos thrumming with life, unending. For while the spire's nobility delight in the sheen of polished glass and ornate halls, the underhive shelters its own unique beauty. An intricate dance of shadows deep within the heart of the metropolis where light is scarce. Here the air is thick, not with pollution alone, but with a tapestry of scents. Oil mingling with industry, sweat with the warmth of countless forms. The light filters down in narrow shafts, striking dust clouds that hang in the half-light space of shadowed alcoves. Life persists here, tenacious as the memories that sustain families through the ages. The vast structures that surround their days and nights are home to sprawling markets, whispering tunnels, and lanes that wind like endless rivers between homes stacked layer upon layer. Paths where wanderers can lose a sense of time, perhaps rediscovering it in obscure enclaves where community lives and thrives in a woven net of existence. Cacophonies echo, a city timbre where voices and machines rise as one. There, night is just another shade of life. In the flickering glow of ancient lights, citizens carry on their timeless progression. Work shifts that blur at the edges, tendrils of day reaching into night, engendering a realm where difference between waking and reverie melts away. To live in the underhive is to embrace unity. A bond forms out of necessity and survival, but interconnectedness breeds innovation, the spark of brilliance born from adversity. Artisans honed by the confines of constraint, crafting wonders from discarded fragments. A reminder that beauty is not exclusive, but found as much in lowly realms as it is in palatial vaults. Then there is the voice of hope. Singers of these sorrowful streets weave a rich narrative, wandering minstrels who remind those trudging endless corridors of worlds beyond, where stars glint high in a velvety expanse. Though the sky never opens its arms to enfold them, here a billion souls shine just the same. Together they infuse life into the patchwork reality of their haven beneath the spires, an eternal foundation upon which the world turns robust. Soft twilight's promise, bonding one soul to the next. In this thumping heart of the hive, resilient life breathes with every moment. Souls bonder through the endless rhythmic pulse. Here, a family light as much as life can enforce. And so, as the heart beats in the shadowed depths, it carries with it dreams of sunlight and softer worlds. High above, the spires pierce the smog-layered clouds, basking in artificial luminescence. Within them lies another world, one draped in luxury and subtle artificial splendor. Nobility here commands not only wealth, but legacy. For every building, each edifice towers as a monument to the progress of ages. Archways and great halls, impeccable drapery, all speak in hushed tones of the lives that unfurl like entwined tapestries amid polished corridors. Nobles gliding across vast marble floors, ornate chandeliers casting shimmering patterns that dance with classical elegance across their silken paths. This realm, serene compared to the tumult below, whispers stories of ancestral grandeur. Dynasties reaching beyond the limits of time. Every household here steeped in heritage, like an old relic enshrined, each piece with its tale waiting to be told. Yet as pristine as it seems, even here, the unseen binds hold steady. Knowledge of the machine beneath, echoing rumors of a society built on the sweat and toils from below. A world relying on the vessel of the industrious underhive to support its gleaming facade. From these heights, it is not just a world beneath their feet, but a cosmos of intertwining lives, simultaneously familiar and separate. Here, silence reigns with comforting repose, punctuated by the distant hum of servitors and the gentle susurration of evening winds brushing against vista windows. Noble lords and ladies, with lives abundant and serene, glide like spectres amidst ballrooms and libraries filled with tomes. Volumes whose knowledge extends like corridors of learning and tales from ages past. And yet, beyond their tranquil confines, a truth endures known by all. That no matter how elevated their view, it cannot change the depth of their humanity, nor the interwoven fate of hive and spire. In this contrasted realm of gilded walls they ponder, finding comfort in reflections, aware that with every rise comes an eventual setting. Memories of dusks, where golden light finds gracious endings, resonate not just in the realms above, but throughout this hive world's essence, connecting the extremes. Ultimately, the spires offer a sanctuary of dreams, suspended high in the ageless architecture of ambition. Time here is measured gently, lost between footsteps as its residents amble through the endless expanse of opulent finery. Throughout the hive, from depths to soaring heights, a labyrinthine network of passageways spreads, understood only by those so familiar to its rhythm that even in their slumber they map its turns and twists. Great machines stand sentinel like sleeping giants, breathing rhythmic vapors throughout these urban canyons. Industrial engines turned on endless cycles, fueling the eternal fire of production. Shift workers stark in their loyal duty, seat themselves at machinery banks, rattling assembly lines, turning crude ore into gleaming purpose. Their stories, while so often silent, form the life's work that sustains a world. It's a world in itself, a testament to the will of man under pressure greater than stone. To dwell in the hive is to exist in constant communion with not just fellow beings, but with the labors tying them to their profound basin of steadfastness. For with every cog, an operator, every circuit, a consciousness. They nurture vast incubations of industry within their care. An unsung harmony melds with the anthem of robust engines, reverberating through the very breath of hives. Without fanfare, they forge reality from the raw slag of existence. Knowing through it all, a piece of their work builds the very structure of life, extending through heart and mind alike. Each cycle burgeons with determination, just as nights bleed softly into dawn. They bring forth a new day, colored by the sweat and gentle labor of diligent souls, a million hands that craft and mold the fabric of their own continued being. Yet, within the thrumming rhythm, rooted deep within the day-to-day carving of existence, there is always room for pause. Time to reflect on the camaraderie their collective aims have bred. Such quiet moments become treasures as great as any art dwelling on noble walls. Memories woven from the fabric of their own creation. Friendship bound with tender simplicity and fortitude. Life, incessantly rhythmic and constant, is at heart both labor and legacy. To share the same breaths in a journey that seems unending, narrates a story of tenacity beyond words and ambitions cast in iron. In the subtle exchanges of a hive's corridors and streets, an unyielding flow of commerce transpires. The markets teem with life, a multitude of colors and languages mingling like the rivulets of an intricate stream. Vendors call out amidst bustling trade, a chorus that echoes through the vaulted confines, each set of goods reflecting the struggle and endurance of deeper paths. The core of the hive pulses here, a living web of stalls, narrow pathways constricted with the warm presence of bodies. These corridors, far removed from the serenity of pastoral vistas, still hold their unique allure, tethering a community alongside its tireless exchanges and silent whispers shared by its denizens. A deep harmony resonates when communities come together in these spaces, innumerable faces meeting, speaking of dreams, desires, trade. From the laughter of children chasing bright pennants to the stoic deliberations of shopkeepers, life is rich with vivid textures. Vestiges of friendship softening the metal confines, such places draw souls together, connecting each facet of humanity through conversations and choices played out over days, stretching endlessly into each other. Amidst the regular rhythm, there exist moments slower in silent contemplation. Tender scenes of camaraderie forged amidst chaos, shared meals over modest tables, tavern tales echo through wooden hallways, and laughter, for even within the grand shade of industry, laughter unfurls in wooden sanctuaries. It is a sanctuary, this marketplace, a heart of trade and communal essence where every life that passes imprints its mark. Each voice adds to the narrative tapestry that embellishes this dwelling built on rock and metal, where souls shelter, dream and weave countless new paths as they turn and return through decades of shared space and memory. Ultimately, amidst the grand mechanics and isolation of towering monoliths, the market possesses the soul and passion of a living entity. These myriad connections remind even the most weary dreamer of grace within this world. Solace stretched across countless ambitions as inhabitants partake in the quiet joy of human bonds. Beyond the thrumming core, within the dwelling spaces, there is a solitude that rests softly upon shoulders. In these enclaves, families and individuals carve homes from cold steel and stone. Out of necessity, simplicity exists in these lives, moments captured silently within the shell of resilient lives. These places speak of comfort amid rubble piles and structures that seemingly reach into future's breadth. Common stories are exchanged amidst softly swaying pendants, relics collected over generations, delicate heirlooms and whispered memories. Families share meals in compact quarters, in view of small steamed windows where light diffuses, painting each hard angle with gentle hues. The clangor of a world unfettered by time resounds in the background, yet here resides an oasis where brief respite is drawn, togetherness cherished. In rooms filled with lived-in echoes, sleep unfurls across weary forms. Dreams blend easily into the fabric of life, merging beneath the weight of time-spanning towers. Within these retreats, minutes might stretch longer in yearning, aspirations unfold slower against the calming backdrop. In whispered twilight, the echoes of loved enunciations flit through rooms carved from dreams. Those onboard recall tales handed down, honoring the fabric woven around their common existence. These shared spaces and dreams carve their mark delicately into the life here, small fragments representing a cherished dance of unity within the sprawling collective of a hive world, though bound within shadows, connected by more than mortar alone. In enclosed domains, as dreams veil consciousness, echoes of laughter and muted conversations imprint vivid markings on this shared journey. Bonds fostered within these rooms carry the sweet silage of memory and whispered hope. Accepting a gentle partnership with fate, they find comfort in the quiet steadiness that life offers. It is a world within a world where dreams smooth over the grit, rendering peace in earnest devotion from dusk until dawn. Above and below, those who watch do not feel exposed. Instead, like guardians, they exist within the interwoven layers of these mighty creations. Custodians and sentinels, they find resonance within the echoing confines of endless levels. Servitors tend their quiet duties, their minds merging mechanical and organic as they walk corridors with purpose as sure as any guiding ghosts. Their passage beneath flickering light and untold corridors infuses the structure with life and care in unique measure. Silent engineers of this eternal world, maintaining the cohesion of a realm woven as finely as starry patterns across darkest night. Unseen yet vital fabric, worn strong by duty and design. The systems intertwined within the hive operate under hands unseen yet steady, ensuring the machinery's heartbeat retains consistent echo throughout the tunnel web. These curators perpetuate time's rhythm, each discrete operation carefully measured, a harmony echoing from deep within the subterranean roots to its spiraling top. Theirs is a quiet symphony, a testament to lives spent nurturing existence, an endless loop. Spaces where routine merges into lulling comfort, cycles born anew and unbroken, fostering the great dome's equilibrium. In silence, they labor, knowing all too well the users and weary paths traversed by those above them. Their connection with a world they have never fully felt the touch of, where every spectrum of life is a half-reality painted in muted tones. Through these mere tasks, visage and function see blurred art emerge, and within this story they mark the thread. Machines echo their legacy, carving mechanical testament to their unseen resolution, a promise, and a vigilant memory. All becomes fabric, where the foundations of a hive world grow, transcending simply grit and stone, delighting in shared journeys through vigilant paths. In quiet bliss and wordless curiosity, they endure. Ever watchful, ever caring, that which breathes life into the great city, ensuring that in untold depths, everything travelers tread as surely impermanent becomes ever so much more. As shadows breathe beyond sight, the cycle of twilight unfolds. Here, in such deep-rooted existence, the notion of night has often given way to gentle, pervasive silence. Where patterns soften, the hive draws its own conditional slumber as its notes drift, low and clear. People, there are scores in their waking hours, tread homeward paths through underpasses and iron corridors as the alloy of this world eases, its continual symphony retaining form. Below lit stretches of time, there are places winding where the soul finds rest, stories told over cups of warmth. A resonant reminder of otherworldly lands etched within eternal dreams, left to linger by those who planted hope deeply among yawning voids. As time gently stretches, a pull of subtle attraction to woven truths and slumbers calling for even sharp edges weave easing paths through solemnity. The journey's embrace welcomes whispered tones and fulfilled wishes as those returning find solace beneath the canopy within a land beyond the echoing count of time's bent places. All settles securely in this night-lit world, where peace exists as much in shadow as the light. Here, existence more dreamt than reality, a fluid continuum merging gracious softness to once harsh contours of daily toils. Where peace unfolds like a book unpenned, dreaming as surely waking reflections. Above all, in the serenity of union, comfort untraces worn brows finding pause. Amid rising sighs, harmonizing tones forgotten in perpetual cycles, they rest, nestled safely beneath a sky of silent metal. So they wait for change, for dawn's light, another day unfolding into less somber outreach. In witnessing shifts unbidden, found in nightly wandering, encountering worlds untethered and new, far and near poised anew. In their hearts, the tendrils of evening time embrace what promises sweeter repose. The hive where rest finds quietude, born of gentle dusk till morn.